Okay, so recording now. And I have your permission to post this.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
So we have Poseidon and Mr. Pickle on. Right, so there's two voices. First time ever. So this march. Okay, let's just go over this real quick. All right. So obviously SVIP account. There's 7 marches. There's 3 cab sets. I think this is the best one. Yeah. And then you're doing rally and garrison probably.
Yeah.
So three cav sets, 2 inf, 1 archer, and then you actually also have a leadership. I think the biggest question right now is like, okay, like should you use Trajan? I think you shouldn't. Okay, I think he saw that you were like running like Trajan Mulan. The 3 cav sets. Let's go over this. So you have 2 wedge, right? So you have this. You have, what's your Arthur? You have a Delta with 2 specials, 2 rares, and then like a 3rd cap set. So because of the way this is set up, essentially you have 2 wedge, 1 Delta, right? You almost have to run Arthur primary, right? Like if it was 3 wedge, there's a little bit more. I would actually maybe like talk about. I would maybe talk about Belly Prime, but since you guys already went down this path,
We have a third one on the XY, I think. I don't know how
XY.
complete it is.
Oh.
Okay, never
I
mind.
don't
I
see
don't
it.
know what's been moved.
But even if he did
It's not a
though,
code.
yeah. But even if he did, like, if you went that far down on Delta, like at this point, you just have to
Right,
run
right.
Arthur primary, right? So, if you're gonna run Arthur primary with Delta, you have to go with Philip, which I think you guys are already doing. And the biggest reason why is because Philip, if you want to maximize the butterfly effect, oh, this is simplified, right? You need instant procs and things with like short cooldowns, right? So if you see like the instant proc on Philip, it's 3 seconds, right? Like as that
Yeah,
time gets higher and higher. Go ahead.
I think we were using Arthur William Openfield
Yeah,
and then Philip
right. Because
with Trajan maybe?
Phillips is 3 second, Alex is 3 second. Every other instant proc is 5 seconds or longer. Right. So if you want to really like maximize this, it's going to be Arthur Phillip. So then, what do you do with this leadership set? What's cool with this is you could flex it at infantry or archer. You actually just won't do anything right now. Like until we know what the next infantry is, there's not an obvious way to like mix and match this, right? Because for example, if you didn't actually have 3 cav sets and then like Arthur locked in as a primary with a Delta, you could do like 1 skip, Ragnar Philip, and then like Lucia William Wallace or Lucia Alex, right? But if you're going to lock into Arthur as a primary with Delta, that kind of takes Philip away in the meantime. And then you really just have to wait until the next M comes out to see how you're gonna mix and match, right? I think you could probably. I think it'll probably work for you, but then like eventually, what you want to get to is like when the next Archer comes out. Let me see. Do you have Asher?
No expertise. I think 5/5.
Okay, so I definitely would not invest in Asher. Right, but like I do think the next Archer is probably going to be the strongest one in this cycle. So then you have ZL, Herman, YSG, and probably the new Archer. It'll probably something like ZL, new Archer, and then like Herman, YSG or something. Right, so like there's just like not a lot of room to play with this, just because you have to have Arthur primary, and then if you have Arthur primary, like your options are what, like William, or Philip as a secondary. Like you want to go the Delta route. I personally think like Arthur Nevsky is really good, but if you put Nevsky as a secondary behind Arthur right now, it starts throwing off, like you might have to like bring XY in or something like that, right? So like Arthur probably actually Philip probably goes best just behind Arthur, and then really like it's waiting to see what the next synth is.
Okay, so you're thinking move or work on moving some of the leadership over into a second Archer March
No,
to
no, no,
prepare
no,
for that?
no. I wouldn't. I wouldn't even move it over. At this point, I wouldn't actually craft a new set for you, right? So you have 3 calf sets, 2 inf, 1 archer, and then you have a leadership set that you could flex to whatever. I would actually keep the leadership set. Where is that leadership set? I would still actually crit it for leadership at this point, right? Just so you can flex to the city garrison. You know, the awaken, you know, you'll still benefit as you move further along. But this will allow you to essentially go to a 3rd inf or 2nd archer. But I don't think you should do leadership given the landscape right now. Like maybe in the future where I don't know, they do something with leadership. I wouldn't bet on it. I wouldn't really plan on it right now.
Yeah, I know there's also been some talk about maybe investing into a siege march. Would that leadership gear work on a siege march?
I don't think so. I think
Okay.
if you just look at the stats, like just doing a crit epic would actually be better than full leadership. I mean, let me take it back. All right, if you start getting this to like Awaken 5, right, then you start like getting all the stats and all the Awaken, yeah. But like if you're just talking about like Awaken like 1, maybe even like 2, and then you put like crit epic, I'll have to study. I don't think I looked at it that carefully, like past Awaken 1. But I know at Awaken 1, epic, the epic leader engineering set is better than leadership.
Okay.
Right. But leadership, I mean not leadership, engineering is very interesting because it's probably good enough. You know, it's like it's one of those where if you're sitting up, right, you're just like firing into a crowd, right? You're just gonna trade massively positive, even with this leadership set. If you're fighting another person who actually went the engineering route, then you're gonna get wrecked. But you know, like it just depends on how much you want to invest into it.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, but trying to use leadership to essentially be able to fight someone else like 1v1, or like, you know, when engineering or siege marches are trading shots at each other, that you're gonna end up losing that. But it doesn't mean like you won't do well, like, you know, just hitting other people the way it is right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. So like, if I actually wouldn't invest in belly right now.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't make too much sense then, because like if you go belly, really it's for if you were gonna run Arthur as a secondary, that would make more sense. But if you're gonna run Arthur as a primary, you're kind of locked in with only so many commanders, and then it just makes sense to wait for the next inf. And then the next inf isn't that good, then it's actually the next archer. But I think you want to get away from running Trajan on the field as soon as possible.
Right. Okay.
Okay. All right. As far as armaments, let's take a look at this. So Wedge is at 1. Let's see. Oh, no wonder. Okay, Arch is at 7, so that's probably where you're gonna pull until you get a special.
We've been opening. Right. Exactly.
Right, and this is at 3. So let's see what you have selected right now. Okay. So pulverize here. This is actually a really good double. Okay.
Oh, and then here, real quick on that horn slot, there's one inscription, or sorry, not one inscription, one ornament that had like all over 3%, 3% like imp stats. Just curious, do you think even keel with the like pretty bad stats is better than
this one, or
it's the very bottom one?
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
yeah,
I figured it was the even keel, but it's like pretty bad stats.
Yeah.
So.
No, this is still better. right? So you're talking about, let's see. So you're talking about 1% attack, 3.5% defense, and 1.6% health. Right, so 1% attack, 3.5% defense, 1.6% health. So like about 6% stats or even keeled. Now I think even keeled is still better.
Yeah, that's what I was leaning to. But
Yeah,
just want to get your opinion on it.
I think it's still better. I mean, it's not like clear cut, right? It's not like, oh, it's like so obvious, because that's a lot of stat difference.
Right, exactly.
But I don't know. We might actually even go to upgrade that today. Now, I actually think, especially for Arch, you can make a case that straight to the point is better than Fearless. Right, so Fearless is just straight 8% boost in normal damage. Straight to the point is 3.5, right? So would you rather have 4.5% normal damage boost, or would you rather have a 10% chance to increase normal damage by 20% for 3 seconds?
Right. I think we had the shield slot because we were planning on switching to the Delta formation. Converting it over to for the Super Tie rally. So over on that Arthur, I think right now we only have a special inscription.
Okay.
And
you're gonna do what? You're gonna do Attila with this?
Yeah, Super Tie Attila, just because it's like we've gone this deep with
I just might as well just keep going.
Yeah, and like eventually we'll have another good rally commander for Super Tie. That is Attila.
Okay. I mean, yeah,
that definitely will really shine in.
Then yeah, then just pull Fearless and convert it. Okay.
Right. Okay.
Okay, cool. So let's actually clean up the armaments first. Would you have anything about commanders or equipment before we do that?
Nah, that was pretty much it right off the top of my head. What about you, Pickle?
Don't ask me.
Alright.
Okay, all right. So let's actually take a look. Let's see. All right, there's not that much, right?
Yeah, I did some light cleaning before.
Okay. So I think I'll look through Arch Wedge and Delta first, and then we'll get the rest.
Right.
All right, so if you have that, you won't need this. I'll just switch it over now. I'll switch over the Constantine now, so.
And then unlock that so we can recycle it.
What's up?
I was just saying, to unlock the one that you had, yeah.
Wait, you have a hunter? You have a hunter just sitting there?
Yeah, it's
what?
0 out of 10 because unlucky, basically. And then just conversion stones have been going into other places so far.
Okay.
I think that was on the 3rd wedge for the Cav.
Okay.
And then since we started running into Arthur, that just kind of it is just kind of sitting there at the moment.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm like it's a hunter is probably worth like 10% of stats. I'm sure you could probably get on. So like unless you're like really attached to something look clean looking, it's probably worth it to put it on something. But well, not for you actually. Let me think. Yeah, you just need more stones.
Yeah.
Okay, then you won't need that. Valiant. You don't need that. As your armaments get better and better, like some of the stuff you just don't save gets hurts more and more.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, there's some like just like triple because
I think we have a couple crays, like 2 or 3, maybe just 2. But it's kind of like with Hunter that you can just buy from the KVK shop. Crays is kind of irrelevant, it feels like.
yeah, I like to just convert those to other things where I need them.
Right,
But
right.
Compromise, okay. That's on a Boudica.
Yeah, we're not using that one. I don't know what's equipped actually.
Let's just get rid of it too. So, well, let's get rid of these little purples.
Yeah, probably just an older set that. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah.
Not going on.
No, it's I think I have like 1 or 2 that are kind of like that too.
Oh, wait, go back to that Fine Horse one real quick.
Fine horse.
The Yeah, that one. Was that the one with? Is that the March speed one?
Yeah.
Okay. What's on the Zook right now? I
The
was gonna
zoo.
ask you whether. Yeah. All right. Never mind. I was just gonna ask how much you value March speed, especially for archers, just because they do circle so much.
Uh, not 2.5%. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, this is like I would take robust over this. I mean, it's not in the slot. Like I would take assertive, which is like 2% damage. Um, I like yeah, honestly, if you gave me the what's it called? Source of what? I think source of a V, not vengeful. The 3% skill damage, I would take that over this. A 3% skill damage,
Okay.
1%
Okay.
counterattack. This is pretty low on the part. Like it's way better for archers, but uh, you could get a lot more from some of these inscriptions. So yeah.
Sure. Okay.
Okay. Already went through here, right? Okay. Did I look through this yet? I haven't looked through this one.
Not
That's
this
pretty
side, I don't
good.
think.
Ooh.
Yeah. Then it's like, do we want to go gambling and then hope we get a good that if we were to grab that
Yeah.
one or like
Yeah. Well, there's not even much gambling because like you have to actually have a inscription, and there's
inscription?
no way.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah. So it's okay. All right. So we'll put that on the Constantine. Out of these 3, I like this one the best because it's
All right.
pretty much done. Not much work. That. That. There's a lot of stuff to work with here, though. This is pretty crazy. Let's see. Oh
Yeah. These are
no.
all focus fires that we burnt out.
Oh no. All right. Let's still keep it.
Don't go gambling, kids.
Yeah.
And not been working out for us.
Okay. So the biggest thing right now is you want to finish your delta, right, for rallying. That's kind of the
Hmm.
priority. Okay. That might actually. No. Strategic, maybe. Okay. So let's actually get rid of the wedge. Well, we'll get rid of the purple and the blue first. And that. Why is it this is all wedge. Okay, let's take a look at your arch now.
Have you maxed the Armament bundle that came out, by the way, Pickle?
No, you told me to wait.
Yeah, okay, just to see what bus driver, what words of wisdom he told us to do. Alright. Yeah, we also plan on maxing that one out, so.
Okay, you're gonna do that on this call?
Maybe.
Okay.
Do you want to send here? I mean, yo, that's crazy, bro.
Okay.
Sorry.
It's pretty sick. What is that?
Okay.
Even keeled. That's interesting. Oh no, this is very unfortunate. They don't even mesh well because one's on the map, and then one is like
Yeah,
on
yeah, no, I know.
That's so.
It's like the exact opposite.
That's so
Yeah,
bad luck. Yeah. All right.
but it's a double inscription, so it's like you
Yeah.
hate to throw it away.
Yeah. You know, maybe in the future it'll be
In the far future, there will be something changed there. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. Okay. Let's see. All right. Let's look at the delta. Where is it?
Yeah, these were just a couple while we were opening the chest. If
Yeah.
we saw anything that caught our eyes, we
Ooh,
locked it.
this is
So
disgusting. Holy shit.
yeah, right. We got some like actually insane pulls from the Delta. I think there's one Archer one that's like nasty.
Yeah.
We might have converted that. I don't know, but
Yeah, that's probably
it's
worth
really
it.
good. I don't know if that's the one it might be.
This one? I mean, that's good, but
Yeah.
yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, I think it was better than nothing. I don't know.
This. Cluster's garbage.
Mm. And then we were thinking about switching that rare inscription over to like anything Arch, Wedge, wherever it was needed, just because right now
Yeah.
we only have that one Delta set, and since we have Butterfly in this slot, we don't want it just sitting there. It could go somewhere. But just wanted
Yeah.
also your thoughts on where you think that would be most beneficial, I guess.
Yeah, I'll take a look at it once I'm done cleaning it up to see.
Mhm.
Isn't this barb or something? Oh no.
You can go ahead and purchase the Imperial armaments.
Okay. Crazy.
We'll be waiting.
Just have a sugar daddies. This is what it feels like. Okay. Cool. And then let's finish the delta, and then this is delta. All right. Okay. And then now let's just look through these. Are you using these for like barbs or something?
Not currently, but it's just kind of like if one day we did,
All
they're
right,
nice to have,
yeah,
you
I'll
know.
just save it. Tercio. Oh yeah. All right. What?
Which
Oh,
one's that? Yeah,
it's
that's
a
a must be. Wait, what slot is that for? I remember we were looking at that, but it's for
yeah, it's
slots that we had it already in or something.
for instrument. Um,
Yeah, that's another one you can look into
okay.
converting where you see fit.
It's too bad the second one is a bluster, but
Yeah, yeah, right.
yeah. So really, what you want is you want a third infantry set, probably going to be arch, honestly. You want a second archer, and then you already have 3 cabs, right? So just basically like when you're flexing to either inf or archer, you'll have it if you need it. But it's not that big of a priority, but it's something you want to get to eventually.
Yeah.
Ward. This is pretty crazy. Oh, if you ever need a city garrison.
Yeah, I think we pulled that just from the random, like just
Yeah.
travels.
Oh
So
wow.
it's kind of insane. Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's pretty sick. Okay, cool. So now we could get all the legendaries. Okay. How far are you from a shard? Let's see.
Like 2 or 3 maybe.
Oops.
2, I think.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, 3, 3 months.
So this one you're at 6.
Right.
Oh, elite. That's not bad. Could be worse. All right. Okay. So let's see here. So we're gonna pull. Let me just look at this one more time. So it's wedge. That's good. Cool. Okay. So that could potentially be upgraded. This is the even keel. That's the one that needs upgraded. Okay. These
Yeah, that's
triples are.
really low.
Well, no, I mean, but like, I mean, it's low, but like, these are 2 actually like above average inscriptions. You have some like really good like double inscriptions.
Mm.
This is, yeah, okay. And then by 6. What am I missing? And then the delta, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're trying to get.
Yeah, probably a new
Yeah.
relentless.
All right. So we're pulling arch.
Yeah, yeah, because that one's 7 out of 10 for sure.
7, yeah. Okay. So let's do this. Not gonna
Here comes the fun part.
not gonna savor it. It's literally just like let's get through it. Let's see.
Oh, you don't recycle right here. You just do bulk recycling at the end.
Yeah, because I just saved the ones that I'm gonna save, and I just recycle
Mhm.
it all after.
Yeah, valid. I just get worried like if I misclick a lock or something,
Yeah.
and then
Ooh.
on this page I
Oh,
can see it.
maybe you're gonna go siege in the future. Let's see.
It makes me sick.
last like 3 times I got that impairment, 3 or 4. Like I got completely wrecked. You know, there's like literally no upgrades, and then I would actually try to use some of the stones to do something and got nothing. It's you know, at a certain point, it's just hard to upgrade unless you get specials.
Yeah,
And like
yeah,
it
exactly.
starts making me like question whether I should even get any more. Wow, this is.
I think with this,
Oh, okay.
are we gonna be 7 out of 8 for the overall recycling then? We're pretty close to it, depending on how many doubles.
You'll be on your last one, I think. I don't think you'll get enough. You'll be close.
You saying something, Pickle?
Nothing.
You're breaking up. You might be on the road right now.
It's very unfortunate.
Have you not been getting lucky? Yeah.
I mean, just need to pull. Oh, just need to pull one special to change it. Let's see. Yeah. Okay.
I don't have your patience. I just click on the inscription ones right away.
Oh. Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'll have to click on one last.
Where's it?
Yeah.
Dang.
Get
I
one.
mean, you're gonna roll.
It's very unlucky. Say that. Save it just in case. I don't think there's. Okay, let's see. There's 3.
Yeah, I didn't check how close we were to a rare either.
Let me tell you, 60 left. 34. All right, you're guaranteed to get a
34.
rare.
Okay, so probably within the next.
Hopefully
next 10 to 20.
Hopefully just pull a special, and then you'll have to.
Yeah. In your wildest dreams, maybe.
No, it's not that good. Ooh, a double.
Ooh.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh, nice. Wake Furious? Oh,
this is
nice.
even. Yeah, but it's
Oh,
it's
not a
skill
true
damage.
skill damage. Damn,
So
that's
this becomes like. We'll save it. Ah, that's very unlucky.
what would that convert to?
What's up?
What would that convert to if we were to put it for wedge?
If it goes wedge, it's crazed.
Damn, dang, yo,
But,
that is crazy. Oh, maybe we could put that on the whatchamacallit, the Guan, since I don't think he has a hunter at the moment.
yeah, the Guan. I forgot what it was. The one on the Guan wasn't that good.
I think it's like Iron Wall, maybe. I don't even remember.
Yeah, it was Iron Wall.
Oh, okay.
It was a triple stat.
Right.
Ew, payback.
Is that for barbs
Yeah,
or what? Yeah,
his
yeah.
attack is barbs. Yeah.
Dang, we've been getting pretty rolled.
I mean, it's like that's what I feel like. You just keep pulling these until you get the pity. That's almost like what it's turned
Yeah,
into,
yeah,
you know.
exactly.
So
They sure may have something, anything. Yeah, so that puts us nice. We're seeing good progress towards that 8.
where's the thing?
Yeah, it's right there.
Oops. So you got 7.
Unlucky.
Okay, so you're 120 away. You already know what you.
That's like
I guess you're gonna do the
one more.
arch. You're gonna do the arch, the delta one, right? You're gonna do this.
Yeah,
Okay. I think there's probably something better you have to put on there. Maybe not. Buffer arch. No, I think that one's the best one. All right. Okay. So I don't. I don't think you should actually use your.
the conversion stones for anything? Or,
Yeah. Um. Yeah, I just don't think it. I don't. I don't think it's worth it. Like to. It's gonna be a lot of stones, right? You'll get an upgrade, but I don't think it's. I don't think it's worth it
okay.
because once you try to get that for in, let's see what's over here. You could like maybe convert this over
Wedge.
to wedge or arch, and then try to upgrade over what you have right now. But it's like,
Okay.
but like statistically, it's not a good chance, right? Because you're not starting from a good place,
Right.
so you
There's
almost
nothing
have
we're
to get
locking.
lucky. Like we could mess around with this, right?
Right.
Sometimes you just don't lock any.
Let's go gambling.
Yeah, and then oh shit! All
Dang.
right.
All those stats, but I mean,
All right. You definitely take it. But
dang, that's what's an awkward spot.
is it better? You know, you're getting like 5.2% of stats versus what's here right now, which is 3.9.
So it is better, right? Yeah.
I mean, it.
Not by a lot. Is it worth the conversion stones is really the question.
Yeah, it'll be 3 conversion stones to get like 1.4% of stats. You know.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
look at that anymore, but it's not. Crazy. It's crazy how all 3 of those were so low. But where is it? Yeah.
What slot did we get the rare and normal? The Fury? Oh, you said that was crazy. Never mind.
Yeah, but it'll be crazed. So if you
Yeah.
yeah, this pulverizer is just better, right? So this,
Mm.
let me restart the music. Like they're just honestly like there's not a lot of places.
Yeah,
Like
just because you can always buy that legendary
yeah,
inscription
because
from.
because it's special. I mean, because it's because it has Furious. You're almost like locked in. Furious is pretty good. This is pretty good. I don't think you have a big weakness. I mean, same thing, right? See if you could get like inf stats.
There's 1.7. We're getting pretty low stats, unfortunately.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, so like at this point, you don't even have an inf. Like you have 1.7%. So if you go down this route to try to make this inf, it'll be fairly expensive. I just don't think it's worth it.
Yeah, you're just investing a lot.
Yeah, so you know, like that. So when you have something like you want to determine whether you want, like, ideally you have a place to start from. It changes the math significantly, but when you're starting from like nothing, essentially, right, and then trying to go over, you could like take a stab at it and see if it what's what we're on to use if it actually like if you get lucky and you get, let's say, like a 3% health or something, like you have a place to start from, it becomes like a lot more worth it. But like if you
Right.
roll out, like, you know, you use 4 stones or 5 stones, okay, fine, and then you took a stab and it's not really it. It's almost like poker, right? You just kind of just give it up. You just give up the hand, like, you know, could you like backdoor
Right.
a straight or something? You know, if not, then it's not worth it. So like this one, this one's actually, oh man, this is really unfortunate, because if this was like the equivalent of normal damage, this would be disgusting. This, you could actually make a case, like a lot of people would take this over destructive.
Oh yeah. Dang.
I wouldn't. I'm not a destructive hater, but it starts getting into that territory. You guys are okay. I'll let you guys make this call for whether you should switch that over. It's 3 stones, right? I don't know. Like I assume you guys are trying to save up stones for.
Yeah, for that switching to Delta.
Yeah. So let's see. This is an emblem. See, you guys have a weak emblem spot, maybe.
I think we have all rares in this actually because of the focus fires.
Yeah.
Maybe in the infantry for the arch.
No,
Yeah.
even this is pretty good.
Yeah, because that's got the focus fire.
Yeah, so you even need something for break.
Yeah, no.
Ooh. This is really good.
Yeah, it's just 0 to 10. So right now, wait, do you think right now? Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, actually, no, I think it would.
What?
The William Wallace one, do you think that would replace what Luce currently has?
If you're just going for which one's better?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, if you're going for which one's better,
okay.
this is like clearly better. It just doesn't look
Yeah,
as
yeah.
good.
Okay. If you wanted to go and replace it, lucky.
All right.
Messy stats. You.
Arch Inf.
Yeah, that's probably the one you want to replace.
Yeah.
Dang. Looking really good inscription wise.
That's a really good one. Like you, I don't think.
Is that the health?
Yeah, I don't think it's 3.5%
Okay.
health. I don't think you can actually get a better double that's not a special. Like, I think about it, right? Because you can't get 2 rares in this slot, and the rare is
Right.
probably the second best in this slot, and then Hardy is the best common you could get. This is like the best double you could get for this slot. That's not a
GG.
special in something.
Yeah. I don't know why that was on the. I know during this TVK we were testing between Luce Primary and Wallace Primary. So there's a chance that
Yeah.
just in our testing that kind of got
Yeah.
slapped around onto the main or infantry set, but yeah, anyways.
Yeah. I mean, like, you have 180, I just don't think it's worth it to mess around with this. It's like, it could be better, but it's like, I don't. That's a lot of, that would be a lot of, what you call it, resources, just to try to get like
Right.
a moderate upgrade. But I do think, where's that extra 100 I was sitting around? That, which is crazy.
But it's right next to the Constantine, no?
There you go.
Yeah.
This one, this one you should probably make infantry though. When you
yeah?
transmutation crystals, because you're not going to use it. You're not going to use. You have 3 hunters and a thrasher. I mean, right? So that's 4. You're not going to get to 4, right? So like, so you have to just like cut bait on it. Like it's because like using it on anything is better than just not using it at all.
It's just sitting there. Yeah, true.
Right. So like right now you're either going to go archer, which you already
then-
have one, or
Did you
infantry.
value the hunter over the rare plus furious? And I mean, obviously, like you probably value it higher, but like, to what degree? Like, hold on, how am I trying to say this? Would you sooner use conversion stones for that crazed furious combo? I think it was.
Yeah.
Or would you use the reset crystal on this and then just hope we can get some decent infantry stats?
So a lot of it depends on what the next inf is, because the next inf basically makes it where it makes more sense to have 2 arch sets, right? Then converting it over to inf now is like just like a very like short-term thing.
Mhm.
This is like, if I had to give like a percentage, right? This or like Crazed and Furious, this is probably like 40% better than Crazed Furious.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so Furious is 8% increase in skill damage. This is a 5% boost. Once it gets like higher like that, the boost actually is pretty significantly different from the increase. And then you get the second part, which is good for single target. This is significantly better. You know, I don't know if the play is to actually make it an inf right now or to make it a second archer. But you just
Okay.
like you for sure just don't need it as cap, or you convert it to another formation type. You know.
Mm-hmm.
As far as the pincer formation, I actually made a video. I mean, we just need more info to see if it's worth it.
Yeah, I know you were talking about
yeah,
like,
like
need to see the special and rare inscriptions.
You need to see the special and rare, or else you need like 2 smite damage commanders where the smite damage is high enough for it to be worth it. But I don't know. I have a hard time. I have a hard time seeing how they can make the specials. Like it's not that they can't make it really good, right? But like, it's how do they make it good enough, but not too good, where it's like really imbalanced with Wedge.
Right.
Right. So like, if Wedge is where, you know, most people still have like a lot of their armaments, inscriptions, like it needs to have like a relative balance, right? So like it can't be too good, and if it can't be too good, then Arch is probably going to be just as good or maybe even better. Which like, right? So like it's like if you want to balance and then it almost limits the upside of it, and we just have to see what it is.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
want to be the devs right now.
Yeah, but this one is like you get 2 transmutation crystals per KVK. One should for sure go into this because this is just a special that's sitting on the bench that's wasting.
Yeah.
You know, with 1 transmutation crystal, whenever you get the emblem slot for Delta, you like with 20 shots, you should be able to get triple cap stats. Like the chances are pretty high, and then the other one, it should probably like go here. This one. I would have actually. This is kind of weird, right? So this is an upgrade. This is an upgrade over the other forceful, right? But I actually am less inclined to use 3 conversions. I just don't. Again, I don't know. I have an idea what your budget is, right? But like before, if you just switched it over, it would have been clean. Which like for me, like kind of have OCD with that stuff. So you know, it's like a 1 point something% stat upgrade for like 3 conversion stones, but you get a clean like arch set. I'm like, okay, it's worth it. But now that you have 2, I actually feel like it's probably less important. But if this is also something that is worth using a transmutation crystal on in the future, right? But if you're choosing between the hunter, you ideally you want one for your special, the Delta special. Right. Let's just say you get lucky, you get triple calves, and you essentially have 2. Then it would be this one and the other hunter. But if you have to use
that's
one,
just sitting on the bench, yeah.
Right. So there's like a pecking order, right? And the pecking order would be would actually be that hunter. Well, no, not the hunter. The special for the Delta, right? So like I like don't use a transmutation. Let me say that again. Don't use a transmutation crystal for anything else until that Delta is done, right? And then the second order would be the hunter that just like floats, literally just a special that's just sitting around, right? So you want to figure out a way to make it useful. It'll either be Inf Wedge, Archer Wedge, like second Archer, second Inf, or you also just like kind of wait and see if like Pincer is like worth it, which actually might be the play, right? But I assume you guys are in KVK right now, right?
We're at the end of our KVK.
Okay, so you already used your 2 transmutation crystals.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So yeah, so you actually have you have some time to wait for that.
We got pretty low.
Okay, perfect. So you have some time to wait for that, and then so then you'll see whether Pincer is worth it. If it's not, then I think I personally would probably do ideally a second Archer. Well, we'll see the next inf, right? Because the next inf will determine whether you're gonna do whether like Wedge for infantry is gonna be like more of a long-term thing, or maybe like a temporary thing as like the commander gets phased out from skill damage into smite damage.
Yeah, more smite, right?
Right, and then this would actually be third because like this, unless you get a fearless, you're not going to upgrade over this. Right, so like once you pull the actual fearless for this and you convert it over, then like like unless you're gonna keep pulling arch to try to like get the slot, then this is just worth using a transmutation crystal because this is a pretty long term. Like there's it's almost like this would be like holding like pocket kings or something and hold them, right? There's something better, but there's like one thing that could be better, so then it's worth it to actually like use a transmutation crystal.
Right, okay. Because that's a long-term investment that'll stay around for a while.
This will be around for a long time.
That, like even Keel, for example, where I haven't played poker like at all.
Oh, but, like, okay. Yeah.
If you had like a better hand, like Like if you have a good hand in poker, it's like nice, but if there are like, 5, 6 other better hands, then you're not trying to go all in or whatever on the hand you have.
Yeah, that's why.
That's what you're waiting for.
Like so for example, right? So like with armaments, and I actually don't like that it's this way, because armaments, first of all, it's gambling, right? It's fun, it's gambling for the people that like gambling, but if you're a low spend or free to play player, the easiest way to actually close the gap is to just not spend anything for as long as possible, right? Because like with time, the more time you have, the higher likelihood that you'll get something that's just like at a better place, right? So the inscription determines that, but also let's just say you're talking about rare inscriptions, right? If you end up pulling like an even keel that has like 3% health and like 2.9% defense or something, right? It's just starting from a much better place, right? And like and as you have more and more time, right, like the chances you get in a rare with like it's just higher, right? So if you want to be really resource efficient, then you just hoard and wait for as long as possible, and you only actually use your transmutation stones and crystals on specials, really good doubles, maybe rares. That's it, right? So like and then you just refuse to upgrade like say like you get something like a daring or even like furious by itself, where like 8% for the primary commander, 8% skill increase. You could get that to a really good triple. It'll look clean, it'll be good, you could get an increase. But as soon as a better inscription comes along, right, like the upside of that better inscription is a lot better, and then everything you invested just went to waste.
Right, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So in the meantime, you got the fun, quote unquote fun of gambling, and you did get to improve your account. But someone that just had way less resources but just didn't spend is able to bridge that gap that way, because it's not a linear progression, right? You can literally just get something that makes a shitload of the resources you spend in like completely obsolete, right? So it's like it's actually very high stakes in that way, where if you are like, it's not like a equipment, right? Like whereas like if you refine, you're going to get 25, 50, 75. If you put awaken, it's just going to be there. You could build and then you could transfer it to a future set. Like literally something that you put a lot into could just get completely like made obsolete because you pulled something better.
Right.
So this one, unless you get a special, you're not going to get a better double.
Like this is the second best.
This is literally the second best you can get, right? So this one too.
Can a special inscription get a common?
Yeah, I've seen. I don't know if you could get a special and a rare, but I've seen quite a few special and common like pairings, which is crazy, right? Because like how hard is it to get a special?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and what's really cool with this is like this slot, right? The rares are applicable in like every one of these, right? So forceful is really good, obviously, but if you have a wedge, focus fire is like one of the best rares for wedge too, right? Eventually with pacer, you're gonna be able to use it. I mean, you're not gonna have combo attack for inf, right? I don't think so, but even like like getting say like 3.5% boost to combo attack and then 3.5% health, like it's literally just the second best you'll be able to get in that slot, so that's worth it. Right, so like the hunter, you're not going to get any better, right? Like that's just a special. That's the best you could get unless you get a special and a common. So those two are worth using a transmutation crystal just to make it usable. So then like because you're not going to pull something and then that's going to become obsolete, right? And this one, and then like this one, the only way this becomes obsolete is if you have like a freaking special in every one of these slots where it's just not usable anymore, or else you could literally switch it from infantry over to cav to archer. You can even switch it over to siege in the future. Like this one is always going to be usable for you until every single one of these slots is a special. Okay.
Yeah, cool.
But yeah, I just don't think right now though, like you have 100 something stones. I just don't think it's worth it to roll this. It could be improved, but like you don't necessarily have something, right, besides me a hunter, but you don't have the transmutation crystal to do it, so then I just would I personally wouldn't do. I feel like I would be wasting your resources. Like we could get an improvement, but I don't think it's worth it.
Right. Temporary.
Yeah, it'll be like a moderate improvement at best, for something that's not probably gonna be around for that long. All right, you're probably gonna be able to upgrade over
Right.
it. Yeah. Okay, but in the meantime, I mean, I think you already know. Pull Arch until you get that, and then from there, because your last spot is going to be this, which you could just use that shard from the
Courier station place.
yeah, like I think you actually start going back to but see, you already have 3 over here. I don't even know what I would have you pull next. Like it probably actually would be back to Wedge, just because like that would be a little bit more applicable. But you're at 1 for the wish list here, and then 3 for Delta. But I don't think you're far enough along the Delta that you want to pull. Just keep pulling Delta, where it's only applicable literally for 1 troop type that you're gonna have 4 specials for, right? So
Right.
I think what will happen eventually, it's a matter of time. On the back end, they're going to consolidate this wish list. So basically, you have 1 here, 3 somewhere else. It's just all going to consolidate into 1, and then you just kind of wait for that, and you'll be a little further along.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah, just because like it's getting too like all over the place, right? Like they can't just release a new formation and then start a new wish list and then just have it all over the place. At some point, they're going to have to consolidate it. So when that happens, you'll be a little further along. But in the meantime, I will probably just go back and pull Wedge or Arch. I personally would pull Arch. I think it's at this point it's a more universal one, but I don't think it's that big of a deal if you pull one or the other.
Right. Okay.
Okay. All right. Other than that, you have anything else?
Let's see. We talked about the leadership set. Talked about the commanders winning.
Yeah.
Then we went over the armaments. Trying to think. Feels like that's pretty much it that we can go over. Commanders, equipment, armaments. I don't know. Do you have anything coming to mind, Pickle?
Nope.
Yeah, I figured that was the answer coming.
Yeah, your best bet is hopefully hopefully the new Inf can pair pretty well with either Ragnar, probably Ragnar too, because then you can actually flex the 3, and then you can use your leadership set for the 3rd Inf, without having to invest in another one. But yeah, I wouldn't invest in Belly, because you're locked in using Arthur primary. Yeah, so you just kind of wait for the next cycle to come out.
Something came to mind real quick. Just I guess while we have you, the Sunset Canyon.
Yeah.
Just kind of real quick, what do you think we could do there? Because right now, obviously we don't have Shajar, so Shajar behind Trajan would be pretty nice. But I'd like to warn you.
Are you talking about the 5 or the 6? The Lost Canyon or Sunset?
We'll go to the 6. I'm talking. Yeah, I don't know. We can just go to the 6. Both, I guess. Okay. What do we have in the 6? I don't even remember, to be honest. Probably Nev Jones, maybe. I think we got Arthur. Wait, no.
This thing just freeze? Oh no. Oh, here we go. Okay.
Hold on. Yeah, there's some. We could probably do Nev, Arthur, William, Arthur Joan, maybe. I don't even know, but just like, what would you recommend? Because I really like the Guan silence.
Yeah.
I think that's so good in Canyon.
I just saw someone
win.
I just saw someone win the Sunset tournament in our bracket with Guan. I personally don't like using them. I actually like Ragnar or Scipio more. But some people use Guan. I don't know, for whatever reason, when I feel like whenever I use Guan, it's very squishy. But I feel like this one, the Trajan, you have to put Mulan here.
You think so? Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask, because that just feels like when you're looking at the end stats, it's like it's kind of not doing anything. It feels like,
So
and and I just wonder if like the Trajan is doing enough buffing to be fine with the Ragnar replacing the Mulan, just so we can get some damage in that merge.
yeah, so thought process on Trajan, especially in on the field too, it's just not gonna do enough damage, right? So something that's like already not gonna do enough damage, like you if you're gonna do it, like lean into what it does like best, amplify that, not to
Mm,
make it like a weaker damage march. Trajan is one of the reasons why he's so good in Canyon is because of his skill. Which one is it? Yeah, where like he's stacking up defense, right? So the longer he's in combat, like the more tanky he gets, right?
hmm.
And then you have that, and you pair it with Mulan, especially with the museum, where it's like you're getting like more, is it more health, and then you're taking like less damage with the
Less
museum.
skill damage, I think.
Yeah, it makes it really good. So
I don't
it,
remember.
whenever someone has like a Trajan Mulan, especially in the right slot, it's very very annoying. So like if I was
Hmm.
gonna do it, for example, I would actually let's see, I'll do something like this.
You just have the Guan in the back.
Let me think. Hold on. No, I want this here. It would be something like this. Now the reason why you don't want, a lot of people like to do like one stack in front of another. When you do this, right, they could essentially do like 4v2, and then they could
Hmm.
do one on here and one on here. It'll be 2v1 and 2v1, and then that's actually a big disadvantage. So you actually want to spread these out, right?
Hmm.
And then the the Trajan, right? Once they take these two out, if they decide to do the 2v1 2v1, right, this will be the one that's like tanking, and it's like it'll be able to survive. And this one you want Trajan Mulan. If you do Guan skip, then then you're not doing Ragnar Scipio. But I would actually, if I was doing this, I would set it up this way. And
Hmm.
this one, I think I would rather have the Hua closer to actually get the buff from Trajan.
Hmm.
But I don't think it. This one I have to think about a little bit. You can mess around with this a little bit, but this is the way I would set it up. But this is like where you want your Trajan, in this like
Hmm.
spot where
You can reach as many
if
marches
they
as
take out the
possible.
two like upper lanes, this will be the tank. This will be the one that's tanking, and it's
Hmm.
very very like it's very annoying to deal with. Right. You want
If we're going that, sorry, go ahead.
the ZL at the bottom here, right? Like for example, like we have these two, because this on defense is gonna swing up. So like when they attack you, it'll
Hmm.
swing up into the middle and it'll hit the most people. But I would actually would
Right.
not. Yeah. So this one here, let me just adjust this. I assume you
Yeah.
have the
Um, relic on Mulan.
yeah, Relic of Mulan.
Um, probably. I honestly cannot tell you
We
right
give
now.
out Canyon. That should
We
be.
can check
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that should definitely be a
Um,
thing.
if we're having Guan Yu in the back, just in terms of the fact that he's getting there slightly slower, when his silence is hitting, the Chuchi's the attacking will probably have already just done their skill cycle. So if we're having one in the back, do you think switching to that Ragnar Skippy would be more beneficial? Since I don't know if his silence would actually be doing anything. Um,
Oh wait,
with like when he's getting there.
your Herman wasn't max, right? That's fine. Okay, that makes sense.
No, Herman's 5'5",
Okay.
5'2", or yeah.
So I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a big fan of Guan and Canyon, but I've seen it work.
Mm.
It just doesn't. I've never been able to make it work for me. Right, but
Mm.
the reason why I like if it's Guan skip, I like having him in the back. It's just because that march is a little tankier, right? If it was actually Ragnar Scipio, I would actually probably like flip it, because like Ragnar,
Okay.
like crazy enough, is even like tankier than Nevsky, which is pretty crazy. But if you're gonna do it this way, then I would run this just because like you want the squishier march in the back,
Right.
you know.
And then on the Cavs, do you think that's okay? Or do you think just because we have the Delta set on the Arthur, maybe we should be going? I don't know. What if we did Huo, Joan, Arthur, Nev? I know you were saying you like that combo. Do you think that could be something to switch over to? Just
Um,
because I'm
I've never actually tested Arthur Nev, but it's like it should be very tanky, and then Delta actually really shines in like connected, like prolonged combat, right? Because like
mm,
you need to build stacks. Like I see it working. Like it, I can see it working. I just don't know though. I've never personally run it. It's more like theoretical.
you're cutting out a bit. I don't know. I don't know if it's on my end,
Oh, can you hear me?
but oh, I can't right
Yeah,
now.
he was.
Just while you're explaining that.
Is it me
Sorry, what's
or
that?
that again?
Pickle.
He was cutting out a little bit.
I was cutting out. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think
So
it's on your end then.
yeah. So like if you're gonna do that, let's think. Yeah, it would probably just in Kenny at least would be Hua Joan and then Arthur Nev.
Mm.
And then Hua Joan will be here. Arthur Nev would be here. And then Ragnar Scipio would be here.
Okay.
Right? So like this will be Arthur Nevsky, and this will be Ragnar Scipio in the front, the tank. And then this will be tanky. Actually, that'll be pretty good, I think. But if you're doing this, I will run it this way. And if you're doing 5, 5, it's like pretty straightforward. It's it'll be something like this.
Switching that back over to Milan. Okay.
Milan, and then here I would just have Ragnar.
Okay.
You know, and then you anchor it. Oops. Yeah, then you anchor it. Assuming you have the the relic on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Um.
Here, let me stop recording real quick.